Well, the Minister for Human Settlements Nomaindia Mfeketo will this weekend launch 3 social housing projects in eThekwini in the KwaZulu-Natal. The social housing program, targeting people who earn between 1,500 Rand and 22,000 Rand, offers rental housing units that are closer to work opportunities and transport nodes. Now, for more on this, let's cross to SABC News reporter Sibonga Mbata, and she's joined by the Minister herself. A very good morning to Sibonga. Thank you so much for joining us. It's over to you.
A very good morning to you, Simpiwe. We are, of course, coming to you live from Pele, where one of the 3 sets of the housing units are officially being launched this morning, like you have mentioned. It's quite an achievement, considering that as we draw closer to economic development, there's a lot of discussions around development as a whole. And, of course, housing cannot be without that structure as well. It is, of course, within those discussions. And today, we are seeing living proof of such statements made by government, making sure that they do happen. Like I had mentioned earlier on, we're coming to you live from Pele, which is the one of 3 section units that are officially being launched today. Housing is, of course, a pivotal element, especially in our country, considering that KwaZulu-Natal is the second country with the most backlog when it comes to housing infrastructure. But of course, like you mentioned, I have with me the Minister, who is with us this morning to officially officiate the launch of this particular unit. A very good morning to you, Minister.
Morning, and morning to the viewers.
This is quite an achievement, considering that our province is the second one compared to all 9 provinces of the country with the most backlog when it comes to housing and rented housing being allocated to people. Are we meeting the target 2020 that we had? What seems to be the latest as far as housing development is concerned?
Well, definitely this province, as we are saying, as much as it have backlog, but it's the most performing province that is meeting the targets. This that we're launching today is not the first stock. There are many other projects of this nature that we've launched, and they are occupied already. So yes, we are meeting the target. We are on course for what we want to achieve 2020. Because of the new form, breaking new grounds. Yes, today we are launching the rental stock, purely rental stock, but you would know that we really talking about different kinds of housing, from the B&G, which is the 0 to 3.5 earners that the government assists them with housing. We're talking about gap houses that start from 3.5 to 22,000 per month, where it's houses to be bought. And we're talking about this rental stock.
Let's talk perhaps about the threats that such establishments are facing. In KwaZulu-Natal, all around, as we travel within the province, we see sections where informal settlements seem to be emerging quite rapidly, as opposed to the rental, the PNGs or the RDPs are. And there have been occasions where there's a lot of corruption that is cited in these programs. There's a lot of corruption as far as Abolindela are concerned, where people are made to wait for, especially RDP houses, but we continue to see informal settlements continue emerging. How are we going to curb this issue?
Well, naturally, with the migration that is happening, in particular in bigger cities, you're going to see this scenario of, amatyotyombe all over the place, until such time we plan properly for the settlement of our people. And that planning properly is something that provinces are engaged with, and municipalities in particular, to say, where are we going to settle our people, and therefore be strict about getting houses in a particular place, that before people invade the land, you are able to tell them you can wait here. Either a piece of land, as you see in Johannesburg, a piece of land where you're saying people who are coming to this province, those who want rental stock because they have houses somewhere else, they're just working here, so they'll go back home. This is where they can stay. People who want RDP houses, this is where they can stay. I mean, it will only end there, that's one. But two, I think the consumer education that talks about our collective responsibility is very important, because yes, government is assisting, but it is our responsibility also. It is our responsibility when we having families to say, where are we going to house these families? Yes, we're doing this as government because we know where our people come from, but it cannot be something that is seen to be happening forever.
Thank you very much for your time, Minister.
It's a pleasure.
That was, of course, Minister Nomaindia Mfeketo, who is Minister of Human Settlements in the country, briefly citing that this is a collective responsibility, making sure that even these rented units are taken care of.